But you can, I'm just letting you know, you can make tiny little wings too. They don't have to be big. They can be for little babies. Baby gargoyles, baby dragons, whatever. On the wings, some people like to put on, well, in the gallery glass, while it's still wet actually, they like to put on glass beads. They're marbles, little, sometimes they call them marbles, sometimes they call them balls, but they're not beads, they're just little balls. And these happen to be glass. Your wings are not going to, after you're using gallery glass and cellophane, so you cannot put them in the oven with your fairy. You have to add them after all the baking is done. So it really doesn't matter if the beads are plastic or glass. But there's the clear ones, and then you have tiny little, so tiny glass marbles and bead accents. They're just little, you find these in the scrapbooking section, and they're just tiny, tiny little marbles, and they're all different colors. These happen to be gold, but they come in all different colors. It's wonderful. The polyester, the polyflake glitter, I like using just the AB one, just the white one, and they come in blue and green and red and Christmas colors. They come in all different colors you can buy. So if you want to use the blue, this is made with this glitter actually, this wing. It doesn't, when you heat set it, it doesn't change color. It stays the same. But as you can see, there's a lot of sparkle on there, and it does work very well with sparkle. On the edge of the wings, a lot of times you're going to see, oh, that wing doesn't show it very well. You're going to see, like on this one, the edge of the wing, you can see the cellophane is not painted. And you're going to want to just take a little dab of paint, and this blue happens to be what I used on the edge of this one. You just dab it with a paintbrush or your finger if you want, and just go right along the edges and on those little holes. And the little holes are made with using the heat gun. You just burn a hole in it. You just get a little too close and it'll burn a little hole. Just don't hold it there too long or else it will turn black. But you can use paint to get those edges. And this one, I'll go back and I'll put black paint on there, around all the edges, and then you won't be able to see that it's the cellophane. It'll just look black and natural. Now the back side of this one you can see is the cellophane, and it just depends on what look you're going for. If that's what you want to keep, or if you want to cover it in black and then put beads on top of it, or whatever you want. Welcome back to the second part of making gallery glass wings. Today is the second day, and most of the gallery glass has dried completely through. Yeah, there's only one that hasn't, and it's easy to tell when it hasn't because it's thicker and it's not see-through. So that one's not quite finished, but the rest are, so we're going to go ahead and start. And the first one we're going to work on are the bat wings. And these are not sticky or anything. And oh, there's glitter, but just tap the glitter, the excess glitter, into something to catch it. That way you don't waste any. And it has much less waste and mess, though not much. And a lot of it's sticky. That's okay. I'm going to take a pair of scissors. Remember, the gallery glass is completely dry at this point, so you can touch it and bend it and move it any way you want, and it's not going to hurt it. And you cut the gallery glass just like the paper. Just cut close to the edge, but leave a tiny bit of cellophane there, and that way when you melt it with the heat gun, it has something to cling to the wires. If you don't leave any, then that's fine too, because there's going to be parts where it does cling, and you don't have to have every part clinging. It'll still, it's completely attached on the back side. It's glued to it all around. On the parts where there's super glue that's on the edge or gallery glass, I just cut right through it. It doesn't matter at all. Oops. Just need it a little closer. Just rip it off. Nothing special there. This is pretty close to finished. We're gonna, well, I'll just show you one, and you just do both. You do the other side exactly the same as the first side. It's not any different. Now, I have a Stampability's heat embossing gun. I think any heat gun will work. It doesn't have to be anything special. Doesn't have to get extremely hot. Just watch your fingers, because it does get hot enough. It'll burn you pretty good if you're not careful. And also, don't overdo it, because if you heat it too long, it's going to turn all that glitter that you want a nice color with. Let's see, here's the finished, or the close to finished one. There's a lot of glitter in different colors that it turns when you heat it up, and if you overheat it, it'll all turn either yellow or white, and it takes away all the glitteriness, and you want to keep that. So, it's noisy, but it's necessary. And I've melted all the cellophane on the edges, which is what I want to do. And on the bat wing, I don't want the holes in it like the fairy wing. So I'll go ahead and I'll start running the heat gun over the glitter to get the change in color. Some of it's already changed. It got hot enough. It changed into multiple colors. And I'm just going to add a little bit more heat to the darker areas to give it more vibrancy. That's all you want to do with the heat gun. And what you would do next is, to finish it off, you could clip the ends. We're going to want to clip this one because it's too long. Because remember, the bat wings get shorter as you go up to the outside and not longer. They're longer on the inside. You can take black paint and decorate the wires, cover up the wires, but remember, you're supposed to use black wires with black. I just ran out of black, and so for demonstration purposes, they're white, and you can paint over that. Now the back of this is just the cellophane, and you can either leave it exactly as it is, or you can paint it and then put more glitter on, or whatever you want. But just take, just on the edges, the cellophane was just a tiny bit too long, and you don't want to re-burn it, and you don't want to cut it and start over. Just take a little bit of black paint and dab the edges. And this is a dragon wing, actually, from a different time that I was working on it. But this is a bat wing. It's a little bit different.